Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu delivered a fiery speech to Congress on Wednesday, defending Israel's military operation in Gaza and condemning American protesters. The speech triggered boycotts from many top Democratic lawmakers and drew thousands to the Capitol to demonstrate against the war and the ensuing humanitarian crisis. Netanyahu vowed to press on with the war until total victory, dashing hopes that his visit could lead to a breakthrough in negotiations for a ceasefire and the release of hostages. Speaking to a mixed reaction from lawmakers, Netanyahu sought to bolster U.S. support for Israel's fight against Hamas and other Iran-backed armed groups. He praised the U.S.-Israel alliance, declaring, "When we stand together, something really simple happens. We win, they lose." However, Netanyahu struck a more divisive tone when he derided protesters on college campuses and elsewhere in the U.S. as useful idiots for Israel's adversaries. This drew applause from many Republicans, but stony silence from leading Democrats. Freed Hamas hostages and their families listened as Netanyahu accused protesters of siding with militants who killed babies. He aimed to portray himself as a statesman respected by Israel's most important ally, the U.S., even as American views on the conflict have become increasingly divided. Outside the Capitol, thousands of protesters rallied, denouncing Netanyahu as a war criminal and calling for a ceasefire. The appearance made Netanyahu the first foreign leader to address a joint meeting of Congress 4 times, surpassing even Winston Churchill. More than 50 Democrats and independent Bernie Sanders boycotted the speech, including Vice President Kamala Harris, who cited a long-scheduled trip. The absence of the Democratic frontrunner was seen by Republicans as a sign of disloyalty to an ally. Netanyahu is scheduled to meet with President Biden and Harris on Thursday, as well as with former President Trump on Friday. The visit comes under the shadow of arrest warrants sought against him by the International Criminal Court over alleged Israeli war crimes. The Biden administration says it wants Netanyahu to focus on helping complete a deal for a ceasefire and hostage release. But growing numbers of Israelis accuse Netanyahu of prolonging the war to avoid a likely fall from power whenever the conflict ends.